What is going on, everybody? It's finally that time of the month that we have all been patiently waiting for. It's that time to go on to your Surface Duo 2, go to your settings, go to System, I think, and hit check for update because the May update is now live. That's the good news, okay? The good news is that this update is here. The bad news, and you may see this, you may have a prediction based on that number right there, 31.84 megabytes. There's not a lot you can do, not a lot of substantial changes that can be made with a 32 megabyte change, and that is precisely what we have here. We have effectively nothing. We have a security update. So not nothing, but really not something either. So no new features, no bug fixes, nothing else in this update. If you are about to go on Reddit and tell everyone how it feels faster and how the touchscreen feels better, don't, okay? Just don't do that, because it doesn't. It's not true. It doesn't. Maybe you just reboot it. That's probably all it is, because there's nothing else that's been changed. Don't let the placebo effect get you. Don't let it take you and take your logical mind and drag it into some sort of crazy territory. Here is some really unfortunate information that I have to bring you about this update. If we go over to the Surface Duo 2 update history, let's look at some things. May 18th, that is today, the day you're watching this video. Maybe a different day. I don't know what day it is you're watching it. That is a security patch. Last month, April, was a security patch. The month before that, March, well, that was a security patch. And then if you go back to February, that was the last time we got an update with anything substantial in it at all. And that's been a while now. It's May. That's been, I don't know how many months that is. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3. That's been 3 months in a row of no new features. I mean, I guess I should be happy that we're getting security patches, but we're not getting anything else. And I think that frustration is going to be rapidly mounting for a lot of people. Duo 2 is in a pretty good place. So the good news is it doesn't really need a ton of bug fixes and work, at least in my experience. I know people are going to go in the comments and say, but my Duo, fine, fair enough, your Duo. In my experience, things are pretty much fine. My device works relatively well, but I mean, look, there's always room for improvement. We could always be getting new features. We could be getting new pin features. We could be getting improvements to the camera. We could be getting improvements to the glance bar. And I mean, the fact of the matter is, Duo 1's update was a week ago. So we kind of thought, been getting about the same time. We kind of thought we're waiting a little longer on Duo 2. Maybe we're going to be getting some features, and we didn't. So, worst possible interpretation of the reality we find ourselves in is that they're just not doing much with Duo 2 at the moment. That's the worst possible interpretation. They're pushing out updates for the security patch, and they're not really working on much else. I think, though, allow me to be slightly more positive, more optimistic. I think the evidence points in another direction, though. So while I am frustrated, I'm definitely frustrated and disappointed that this is where we are right now, that we've not gotten anything in 3 months. Let's look at what might be happening. So I put out a video back on April 4th about how Microsoft was doubling down on Android. If you didn't see that video, I'll give you a very brief synopsis. Basically, Microsoft had a whole bunch of parts of their company, it's a weird way to say that were working on different Android projects. You had the Duo team, which is working on the Duo OS, as well as Duo itself. You had SwiftKey doing stuff over there. You had several different teams. The PhoneLink team over here. Microsoft has taken all their Android development and put it under one umbrella that I believe it's Panos Panay is, I believe, kind of overseeing. And that tells you a lot. They're getting serious about Android. They think that Android can basically has to be what Windows Phone was going to be for them. It's going to be integrated with Windows in many different ways and so forth and so on. So they're taking Android development more seriously. So that's piece of evidence number 1. Piece of evidence number 2 is the fact that Android 12L And that, of course, is the version of Android that is meant for folding devices and larger screens. Talked about it a bunch on this channel. We started getting betas in December. If you jump ahead from December 2021 up to a blog post made March the 7th. March the 7th is when Google fully said, hey, this is Android 12L. I don't remember for sure if the betas stopped here, but I'm fairly certain that Android 12L was effectively done, released in March. Now, we've not seen it on any devices, okay? Samsung's not released it. Lenovo's not released it. Ain't nobody released it. However, Google says Microsoft will at some point be releasing Android 12L. So let's take these two things together. Let's look at the timing. March release. Let's go back to our update history. February was the last thing with anything in it. Is it unreasonable to think that Microsoft is putting out security updates to keep us safe and secure while they are fully hard at work on Android 12L, which could be released, I don't know when, next month, October, who's to say? That is the most charitable possible interpretation of this situation. So I've given you both ends of the spectrum there. I want you guys to tell me how you feel about this in the comments down below. 3 straight months of nothing. Let me know what you feel about this. Do you think that's reasonable to think, hey, they're hard at work on 12L? They've been doing better lately, right? Duo 1 is in a wildly better place than it was at launch. Duo 2's gotten some substantial updates as well. Suddenly, whew, it stops. Am I being reasonable in assuming, hoping that's what's going on here? Sound off in the comments down below. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Maybe click the join button too if you're feeling rather generous. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friend.